Like, so we have heard of databases and all that. Data mining is something which eventually, I think it started only around the 90s rather. So usually what happens is, in the databases we have the regular queries like if you have the income tax department where you have, you want to know which, like the persons with the last name as Gupta who have not paid income tax in the last 3 years. So it's just a query, it fires and gives you a lot of results and all that. But data mining goes deep into that. Why that Gupta, the person with the last name Gupta, did not pay the tax, income tax in the last 3 years? What are the reasons? Maybe something like he wanted to evade tax, he has a own business, or he has some other problem. So what are the reasons? It goes deep into that. That means we want to mine the data to get some useful information. That is why it's called data mining. So when you talk of data, there are a lot of research is going on these days. Data mining, then the advanced versions like the graph mining and tree mining, everything. The graph mining, even in the chemical structures, in the bonding and all that, which are the substructures which are commonly occurring. And the biology, it is being used a lot in gene expression data analysis. There are a variety of applications to name these applications rather. And among other applications, I would say that in the stock market, in credit card fraud detection and all, data mining is used in a very big way. And big data is another catchy word these days rather. That is the petabytes of data, how to develop any efficient algorithms for retrieving information from big data. There are a lot of challenges which are there. But what is the most challenging task one has to address in handling big data is the efficiency, the computational speed rather, at which you want to derive information. That should be the main focus rather. So here also we have to mine the information from this and then we get this. Why is that?
Cassette.
I think you just open it. I shall just talk without the slides. Just open it as well. From the desktop. Okay, let me talk without that. So there are, in this case, you want to dig out any useful information from large volumes of data. That is the purpose of data mining. In this case, so why data mining name? Why not information retrieval and all that? That's because in a traditional mining environment, when there is a sensational news is the large volumes of that material, you find very small something worthwhile rather. I went to that Johannesburg for a conference. So we thought we'll all visit the mine and then see that gold mine, what is happening. They showed a big chunk of rock, that is black one rather. And then they broke everything, and then they found 1 gram or little less than that much of gold was taken out. So that is the sensational news you get when you get the 1 gram of gold from a big chunk of that material. That's why it's called mining rather. here also data mining from the large volume of information you want to, large volume of data, you want to find something worthwhile. That is why it is called data mining. So usually in the US, what happens is, wherever I was teaching in the business school at the University of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania State University, in the information sciences group rather, there all these places I found that there is a Microsoft research lab, and then the Apple lab, and the Intel lab, and so on. But this was reverse rather. Walmart, which is doing a lot of research in the area of, they do a lot of work in the area of statistical methods and so on. They want to analyze the data. They approached Rakesh Agarwal of the IBM and Almaden Group, and they said, you please try, because they don't want to lose the customers. Like in India, we don't bother, we have so many crores of people that even if we lose few customers, we hardly mind it rather. But they are very particular, they don't want to lose their customers. The Walmart is very particular. There are competitors like the Safeway and other big chains stores. They don't want to lose the customers to the other people. So they approached Rakesh Agarwal of IBM at Almaden Group, and I don't read it all. And then IBM at Almaden Group, and then they told, please do something to improve our sales, okay? And we don't want to lose the customers. So in the meanwhile, can you just try to upload and let me speak. In the meanwhile, can you just see whether something can be done? Okay. And so Rakesh Agarwal was approached. So what he found was, he analyzed a lot of data, and then he found that, so on Fridays, so what was the aim? He wanted to see from the terabytes of data, what is going on, what is the customer tendency of customer purchase and so on. He said on Fridays that all the customers purchase diaper and beer together. That nobody could have imagined. They would have thought beer and chips and beer and something related, peanuts and something like that. But they never thought diaper and beer, if it is kept in a nearby shelf, it will boost the sales like anything. That's how the birth of data mining took place in the Walmart. So then they started, of course, it started in Walmart, but now it has caught on many other areas rather. So what he said was, you should keep diaper and beer in a nearby shelf. That boosted the sales of Walmart like anything. Then they kept on. Walmart gave more and more grants to the IBM Almaden. And if you find all Agarwals, Rakesh Agarwal, Charu Agarwal, and so many people have worked a lot in this. Charu Agarwal has worked in, that is called online association rule mining. So many other people come up. But one interesting thing was 2012, when I was working in the NIST at Gaithersburg, Maryland. I was invited to give a talk in Microsoft Research in Mountain View, California. I was surprised to find Rakesh Agarwal working there rather. I think he has shifted from this IBM Almaden Group, and he is right now working in Microsoft Research Lab in California rather. So that's broadly how the data mining started. Is there are three. Can I write somewhere? I can't write anywhere. Okay. There are three techniques in data mining. One is association rule mining. Then there is classification, and the third area is clustering. There are three kinds of techniques. The first, when data mining originated, it started with association rule mining. So what is association rule mining? Why the name association rule mining? The name association suggests like which products tend to be purchased together in a big chain of stores rather. Like whether diaper and beer, or a Dell laptop and an HP printer, or this kind of jeans and this kind of t-shirt like that. Which products tend to be purchased together, so that whenever, like a big chain of Walmart, I've found that mostly it is used by the doctors and students who work late night. They want to come. They don't want to spend too much time searching for everything. If you keep them in a nearby shelf, they can just pick up and then go rather. So association rule mining, in fact, stresses on finding essential and valid rules like how, having purchased a Dell laptop, what are the chances that he'll buy an HP printer also, rather? That kind of thing. And so for that, for association rule mining, there are two things which are required. One is a minimum support, like let's say a big list of items. There are 10,000 items in a store, rather. And you want to say, you want to see the support, like how many transactions. If I visit the Walmart 1,000 times, there will be 1,000 transactions. Okay, a transaction is nothing but whatever items purchased by a customer in one visit. If I visit 1,000 times, there will be 1,000 transactions. So this is now the company gives me a minimum support. Let's say we have Sony laptop, let's say, or Toshiba, let's say. Toshiba, out of that Walmart products, you find that the company says if it is less than 30% of the transactions purchase Toshiba, they don't want to have Toshiba anymore. So minimum support is provided by the company, okay? And so these are, if it is above 30%, they would say these are frequently purchased items. So the company provides what is called the minimum support. That's what they provide. And then after finding out, after filtering the items which are qualified for greater than minimum support, then they find out the essential rules. What are the rules? Like, let's say, one is called, a rule would be in the form of X implies Y, where X implies a set of items and Y implies a set of items. Let's say, having purchased a Dell laptop and an HP printer, what are the chances that I will buy an IBM desktop? So so we will find out the confidence. With 90% confidence, I can say that if having purchased Dell laptop and HP printer, I'll buy an IBM desktop. So this one, they will frame all such rules, and whichever rule satisfies greater than 75%, then they will say that this is a valid rule. So many rules will be generated, and then they will dig out only rules which are greater than 80%, let's say. Satisfy the confidence of 80%, then they are valid rules. So just to see that how that, where all the data mining has come from, brother. They are the machine learning techniques. Since there are a huge chunk of data, we use high performance computers, we need parallel programming also, and pattern recognition, applied statistics, and data visualization. All these things play a big role in this. This is the famous example given by Rakesh Agarwal in his research paper on very large databases, VLDB conference, and he says it fast association rule mining technique, and this is a small version of the Walmart data he provides there rather, and then he, as I said that the diaper and we are having. So what is the two things called market basket data. The whole thing is called a market basket data. And the analysis is called market basket analysis. In this case, the rules are of the form X implies Y. I say that 90% of the transactions that purchase bread and butter also purchase milk. So what is that? The antecedent of this rule is that consists of bread and butter. The consequent is milk alone. So this is 90% is called the confidence factor. On what you design the rules? The rules are framed only on items which satisfy the minimum support criteria. That means out of, if I say the minimum support criteria is 40%, then I say only on those items which on 40% of the peer transactions they purchase that item, only then the rules will be generated. So this is what I told that the diaper and beer together. Support is nothing but its number of transactions containing an item set X, okay, divided by the number of total number of transactions, and X could be either one item or a set of items. And the confidence factor is nothing but the conditional probability, the support of X union Y by support of X. Two things which we require for generating all valid rules. One is a minimum support and a minimum confidence. Usually, the minimum support is a small number with 30-40%, not more than 40. But the minimum confidence should be very high, because I don't want to generate all redundant rules and which are invalid rules. I don't want to do that. Rather, I would like to have greater than 70%. Depends on the applications. If you have a market basket data, I would say it is 70-75%. But if biological data, I would say 90%, 95%. Depends if the diseases and so on. I say that if this symptoms occur, that also occurs. Definitely this will occur. Rather, I would say 95% I would require. So market basket data, anything greater than 70% would suffice. So there are two things you should take care when you generate rules. If it is very high support, then very few rules are generated. Okay. Then if it is very low support, then many valid rules occur. So something kind of bimedia, it should be 30-40%. That's minimum confidence. If it is high, few rules, but you can be sure that that will definitely be true. Rather, if it is very low, many rules, many of them you are not sure. It's not very effective for the company to take that rules at all. So I'm not going to, because of the positive time, I'm not going to the technical details. I have all, but I don't want to do all that. I don't want to explain what are these things and so on. And there are not only the applications and not only the market basket data, the Walmart. It is not a closed domain like that. Now it is applied in a variety of applications. Defense applications. There's a lot of applications. Finding associations in terrorist activities. I will not call that as market basket data. Can you all hear me at the back? Oh, you can? I think I will. Is it working? Yeah. Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is, I would not call that as market basket data. I will call it as market terrorist data. MTD, I will call it rather. So what would that be? So let's take an example. Like, so we had an attack on December 26th rather at Mumbai. So I think many persons say that intelligence agencies knew that this attack is going to occur. So once you suspect something, what you do is the government should in fact monitor the day-to-day development. Let's say instead of what is in a market basket data? It is nothing but the items purchased by a customer in a visit. But in the MTD, what will happen is